Hi everyone, so I am just sharing my experience with you again, and the question arose, is healing painful? And in my experience it seems to have been that way. I guess in my experience it's because I had a belief that I was separate from God, and in my belief I had an experience of separation, cast out from heaven, rejected and abandoned by God, and not loved anymore, and I believed it so strongly. The experience was so painful, and I think the world dilutes that pain down to such an extent that we kind of forget that pain, or we forget completely who we are. We forget our true identity, which is spirit in God, and we forget who created us and where our real home is. We forget all of that, and it's like a drop of poison that's dropped into the ocean. It becomes so dilute that the effects are very minimal, but still there is pain that's felt, and in my experience it's like I've come into the world and I'm still feeling a level of pain and anxiety and separation, and so the world becomes like a huge sticking plaster, and people in the world are like sticking plasters, and then I cover over this raw wound and to get temporary relief from the pain, and I do get temporary relief. I think that I'm okay now because I'm not hurting, and I think that I'm happy. But what happens is when the sticking plaster falls off, the raw pain is exposed again. And for instance, I could use the example of my dog being taken from me, and it's like, well, the sticking plaster's gone, and now this incredible pain comes back into my awareness, and I associate the pain with the dog going away, with the sticking plaster falling off, and I attribute the cause of that pain to the dog and the plaster falling off. But they're not the cause of the pain, actually. It's just that raw pain of separation that's been exposed again. And I assume that the dog is the cause and the sticking plaster is the cause, when it's not actually true at all. It's just the pain being exposed. And when we come into this healing journey, the experience of healing, we're called to heal, and when we accept that healing, we go through a process of letting all these sticking plasters fall off, and they all fall away, and it does feel extremely painful because the pain keeps being exposed. And for me, I had to get back to that original pain of separation. The first mad belief that I was separate from God, I had to feel that pain intensely, and that happened for me when I had to give my dog up, and it felt like circumstances were against me and the dog had to go, and the pain was so immense that I was on the floor like a wounded animal, crying and begging God to help me. But this was the original pain of separation. It actually felt like I was in the Garden of Gethsemane, and I felt that pain. And so for me, it's the letting go of all the pain, and letting all the sticking plasters go, but not because that I'm unloving or I'm unkind, and because I'm heartless and cold, because I want to love, really love, as God would love, and I want to love all of my brothers equally, with no attachment. And I want to be free to be joyful and loving to everyone, to all of the time, and be as God would have me be. And in order to get there, I have to go through this painful experience. And I don't need judgment right now. I just need support, because we're all on this journey. We're all being called home. And no matter how much we resist the call will be answered, whether it's now, whether it's later on, whether it's in a seemingly another lifetime. We will answer the call, and we're all in this boat together. And I just want love and support now, and that's what I ask from you. I just wanted to share that with you, and that's really it. Thank you for listening.